Hey guys, it's me, Julieann Hartman, and good morning. And it's going to be an amazing week for you. I promise, especially with the information that's going to go forth right now. I'm so excited because I get an opportunity to come into your life every week and talk to you about great things that are going to happen in your career and with your vision. So I don't want to waste any more time. It is a little windy out here, but I just love it, and I just love being outside. So hopefully it won't get too loud with the wind. But what is exciting is that we're going to talk about vision, the things that actually kill a vision. All right, we're going to start with those first because those are usually the ones that are the most prevalent, right? Are the ones that kill. So vision killers are sickness, like getting diagnosed with something, and then now all of your energy and all of your thoughts are going into going to the doctor, which that's what happened to me back in 2008. It literally tried to steal my vision, tried to steal my life from me. Fear and anxiety is another one that is a vision killer. Do you understand? It kills vision because we isolate ourselves. Because of the fear and anxiety, where maybe we have social anxiety, we're afraid to be out in the public with everybody, and I don't want to go and make a presentation anywhere. I don't like being in front of people. Like there's all kinds of different anxiety that comes with under the title anxiety. Well, I hate that F word, that 4-letter F word. Fear is a vision killer, and I'm telling you today. You can't let it do this to you anymore. I used to think that it was like uncontrollable. I really did. I used to think that fear was it just came and it was uncontrollable. So let me clarify that. So the opportunity to fear could feel like it's uncontrollable. But you have the power, you have your mouth, the words to say, no, I am not getting into fear over this. I am not going to be afraid. I'm not going to let fear, paralyzation, anxiety, panic attacks, and anxiety attacks stop me from moving forward with my vision. Whatever it might be. You might get an email, and it may not be a good email. I don't even know what it might say. It might say something, it could be a nice email, but it could be an email that's not very favorable. And you're like, oh, someone is filing a lawsuit against you. What? Hold on. Immediately, we have an opportunity to let fear come in and just shut us down creatively. You might be in a really bad relationship right now. I don't know. It's like when things aren't going good at home, that affects us in every possible way. If you have a spouse that is verbally abusing you, that is physically abusing you, well, but without going any further, that you need to take care of that because that is going to wreck you for the rest of your life. So however, you got to take care of it. This isn't a counseling session, but you definitely want to seek help. You don't ever settle for somebody abusing you in any way possible. Procrastination, vision killer. Hello, vision killer. I mean, I feel like I need one of those, I wish I could have it right here, vision and then put a line through it, like a killer or like a knife that cuts your vision off. Procrastination. Procrastination means to delay, defer an action. That is something that we all can allow to stop our vision. Procrastination. I used to be the biggest procrastinator. And now that I'm on the other side of it, after years, I haven't been that way in a very long time, but as in my 20s, yes, I was a big procrastinator. And now that I'm, in my 50s and I don't do that anymore, I see how it got in. I see how I allowed it. You see, this is what I really want to get across. And this is what we got to really be careful about. We have the power to allow anything to happen to us, good or bad. You have to allow something in for it to happen. For instance, I have to allow the the burglar that's trying to come into my house. I'm like, if I open up the door for him, I've just allowed, I'm not saying that, he can bang down your door. I get that and all. But I also could open up the door for him to get in, or her, whatever, to get in and try to destroy my whole place. I have done that. I have opened up a door for that to happen. So I'm telling you that a procrastinating mind will open up the door for your vision to be slashed, like literally cut off. So there no more life will go into the plans of what you're going to be doing. And that your vision will be cut off from what is to go forward in your life of what you have been called to do. We all have a calling in our life. God has given us something. And I don't care if you don't believe in God or not, you've been given something. There's something special about you. If you were not put on this earth, if you were not here on this earth, that thing, that calling, that whatever it is, may not ever be brought into the earth realm. That's why it's so important that we get these things out and start working them and not allowing these vision killers, right? The sickness, the fear, the anxiety, the procrastination. And the next one is family. We can't allow these things and these people to put us down to tell us that we're not going to do any of this stuff and we're not going to be successful at it. Family can be tough sometimes. Our family's supposed to be with us, obviously, not against us, but I counsel a lot of people, excuse me, and I hear, time and time again, how much family, they think they're being funny and they think they're being, funny. They're just thinking they're just being a crack up, making the family laugh or whatever, to someone else's demise. You're saying these things and it might sound funny and it might sound, like everybody's laughing at it. But somebody, when they're talking about you, it might be funny. That's happened to me. When people have made a joke about things that I've done, right? But even though it might be funny, it's still very hard for the person who you're talking about. It's very hard for me when people would make jokes about my life prior, because they don't know. Most people that I grew up with don't know me now, right? They don't know the things that I have accomplished. They don't know how I got to where I have today. But they would just remember me as, teenage Julieann, who made every mistake possible. And yes, I know I made those mistakes, and I know I made so many bad choices and all that, but I don't need to be made the brunt of the joke, right? Family can do that because with family comes familiarity. So we know that's definitely something that we've got to really guard against and say, no, I'm not going to allow my family members or anybody to tease me and to make me feel like I'm that big. That would not be right. That's a vision killer. Negative accusations is another one. Either they've either been said over you or you're saying it to yourself. And listen, if you are being negative to you, don't you think that's going to really affect you? Like if you are being negative about yourself and about your life, your accomplishments, your habits, your education or whatever. People used to make jokes about me all the time because as I've told everybody on this platform before that I worked on the game show Jeopardy for 15 years. Me, Julieann, who had no education whatsoever, that didn't even barely graduate high school. I got a diploma, but that was just like, get her out of here. Like, we don't want her here anymore. It was a courtesy diploma, as we say. But, there's a lot of teasing going on. Barely graduated high school. I could have teased myself. I made fun of myself a lot, which is not good, right? That's not good. We shouldn't do that to ourselves, but we do. And it's unfortunate because people join on the bandwagon and they think it's funny too. So they'll, join in and start making fun of you. And then you're living with all those negative accusations towards yourself. That's just one thing. But you could have, it's very interesting because you could have closed the biggest deal you've ever had in your life, right? You could have done the most amazing business deal. And then you got one text from someone that, said something derogatory, a negative accusation. And all of that is canceled out. All that celebration that you just did just got canceled out because somebody said something that was negative towards you. Oh my gosh. That happens. It has happened to me so many times, and I'm like, that's not, wait, that's not true? Everybody else loved me right over here, but who's having a problem with me? No, I can't take it. That's so detrimental to my mental health and all that stuff. And let me tell you, I'm not saying it isn't. But we gotta be aware of what it is and rise above it and say, oh, I see what that is. I see what that's meant to do. That's meant to destroy my dream. That's meant for to stop the movement, the mobility of where it is going. That is stop the momentum. It's being used to stop momentum in me getting to the top or wherever I need to go. But meaning climbing, right? Another one is other people's opinions. Now, this one is a tough one because we all value other people's opinions. I wish that wasn't so, but it is. It's so frustrating because it is. So I'm going to say this to you now. I want you to hear what I'm saying. There is criticism that is when somebody that loves you and is giving you some criticism, right? And I don't even like the word criticism, but they're giving you some ways that you can, adjust and make things better. Criticism is a word, that is used a lot, but that say, oh, it's constructive criticism. Well, I call it this. I call it feedback, okay? There are people that can give you feedback, but they can do it out of love. And I think you all know by now, I'm pretty straightforward. I don't mince words. I'm very honest, and I say exactly, I tell you the truth. I don't like sugarcoat things because you see, when they're sugarcoating, there's a gray area, and that gray area can really mess somebody up. Meaning that they won't know either way. Is it white or black? What is it? No, it's gray. So you're like, well, you kind of like me, but you don't really like me. You like what I'm doing, but you don't really. There's all kinds of ways of being confused through that. We call that gray area. So you don't want that gray area. You want somebody that's going to be honest with you. And that's who I am. I'm very honest. And it doesn't mean that you love me every day. But people that are around me, they know that it comes from love. It doesn't come from, I want to get at you. I want to make you feel like crap. I want to, this and that. No, that doesn't come from that at all. It comes from purely, I want to help you to grow. And thank God I had some of that. Now, I didn't get a lot of it because people tend to, they would yes me all the time. But I went to a few people that I knew loved me, and I said, help me be better. Help me grow. Help me in those ways that I can grow so I don't stay here in this place where I'm not happy. I want to grow. I want to be better at other things. And so the next thing is being offended. And that's going to be our last point tonight so when you get offended, man, that is a vision killer, a life killer. That is everything. We have every opportunity every day to be offended by somebody. Seriously, we do. But just like I said, the key word is opportunity. We have an opportunity to be offended. That doesn't mean that you have to be offended. That doesn't mean that you have to allow yourself to be offended. Don't do that. It is no good for you whatsoever. When you're offended, everything ends up being about you. That's not good. That offense will literally, it's like the word offense, it'll put a fence around you You don't want that. An offense between you and someone that's trying to love you. Yes, there are people that offend us all day long, but when that gets into your heart, it really does some damage. Do you hear what I just said? When offense gets into your heart, it does a bad work in your heart. It's not good. It's not positive. It's always negative. So don't dwell on what they did. Forget them. You're on a mission. I say, put your blinders on like a horse and stay focused this way. Don't look over here, because if you do, you're going to be very tempted to get offended, like all of us can. There's no difference between you and me, and there was 50 other people standing here. We all have an opportunity to be offended, but we have to make a decision. I was hurt, I was this, I was that. But I choose not to be offended. I choose not to be offended. So I am asking you today, I am pleading with you and telling you, these are the things that will completely kill a vision. And if you can just get a hold of these things, fear, anxiety, sickness, procrastination, family, negative accusations, other people's opinions, and getting offended. I want you just to be aware of that. So when you're faced with that, you're going to say, oh, wait a minute. Julieann just talked about that. And I'm not going there, because I know that will only produce a no work ethic and no work vision in my own heart. Because why? When we get offended, when we get sad, when we get anxious, we get nervous, we get fearful, it paralyzes us, it stops us, it isolates us, it keeps us from growing and moving in the direction that we have set out to do. There is a huge calling on your life. God has given you something great for you to do. Anything down here in this level, I can touch right now. I can get my water bottle, right? I can get my folder here. I can touch all these things, but I want to reach up above. I want to go for the things that's up there, the things that are up on, I know you can't see, but our roof. I want to go for those things, because this I can do on my own, but that I need the help of God to do. So take in what I've said, literally. Let it sink into your heart. I want you to think about it. I want you to go over some other things, write a list down of the things that you know are stunting the growth of your vision. And now put an end to it. Okay? Love you guys. We'll see you next time on Vision Possible. It's an amazing platform. And remember, once a month, the first Monday of every month, we do a live Q&A on Zoom for anybody that wants to join us. So always look out for those details. We'll have them up a couple days before, because we want to talk to you. We want to see who you are. We want to help you in any way that we can. We also have private coaching. So if you are one of our Protegé in our Protegé program, which is at XOTV, on there is where you will find how to get into the Protegé program. And at that point, you'll be eligible for a coaching package. Coaching is not free. It will cost you, because it'll be the best investment you've ever made in yourself. See you next time.